So the question is, Paul, how someone can retrieve the essence of element or the retrieve soul, somebody who does not love himself anymore. Yes, so at least when you realize, when you say, I don't love myself anymore, I don't care about myself anymore, I don't sense of respect myself anymore, but not caring, not loving, and not respecting, it's not a very passive, it's a very engaging, active engagement. As I said earlier, that maybe somebody has caused something, losing some trust and inspirations, but then you have continued. So you have to kind of recognize how much you're engaged with it. When you're aware of how much you engage in that not loving or hating yourself in that particular, in a way, it's like probably that sense of I hate myself. There's a hate in you. Engage, active, disliking. You have to be conscious of that. You have to be conscious of your anger or your hate toward yourself. These hate or these angers are obscured. They're like in darkness. They're unconscious. When you begin to be aware of that, you will already feel maybe a little pain coming, little sadness coming, little tears coming. Because pain needs the connection. Hate is pain. It needs connection. It needs awareness. It needs light. It needs more three precious pills than inner refuge than anything else. So absolutely it's possible. So say it's possible. Okay, this is what we're saying. Say possible, then it will come. So question is the alcohol as a mean of reducing stress or kind of relaxing or finding some happiness or something like that. So I think it's not only alcohol. Every addiction is the same. Every single addiction. For some people, it's alcohol. Some people, it's a chocolate. Some people, it's a salt. Anything, any addiction, same thing. So you just have to be aware, again, the need for something and a condition for something. It's you, whenever you feel that you're conditioned to something, you just have to be conscious. And you feel like you don't have a freedom, but you do have a freedom. You think it's impossible, but it is possible. So you have to kind of be aware of the sense of addiction is there towards something. Basically, there's a pain there inside, deep inside, there's a pain. And we substitute that with food, with alcohol, with many things. We substitute that. And you have to kind of realize that's what it is. And you can you know, the moment when you feel, moment when you feel that you're really driven to do that, that moment you be more careful, more be aware, and try to avoid, if it's possible, to avoid those moments. And just because, only because, you know, a friend of mine said, you know, smoking, and I said, used to carry trying to quit the smoke, but he always carries a cigarette with him. And the reason why he carries a cigarette with him, because he realized when he could, sometimes he could, because there's no a cigarette there. And so some of friends is smoking, and they said, oh, okay, and I just, just have one. And he realized that was the excuse. He said, oh, if I wanted to smoke, I have already one with me. So he carries with him and avoid it. So in a way, it's like any addiction is like that, alcohol or cigarette or something like that. It's not a cigarette. It's not alcohol. The smoker, you need to quit. The drinker, you need to quit. Because alcohol is part of the universe. Maybe it might be always there. It's somewhere around you, near you. Nowadays, it's just close enough, everything. But if the alcoholic is in you, then alcohol has no choice. It'll come to you. So to be more conscious, in a sense, that sense of alcoholic, same thing like anything else. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a good question. Somebody's saying that how I can bring the informal practices, and when in the workplace, when it requires so much attention and focus, particularly when the situation is very conflicting, where there's a lot of conflicted people around and conflicting situations. Well, it sounds like those moments are very difficult to do it, but those moments is the most important time to do it, and those moments, when you do it, those moments will benefit the most. Because I remember one time my own experiences. There was a lot of people around me, and there was a lot of discussions and a lot of things happening, and I kind of got a little tired of all this kind of meaningless voices around me, and I most importantly, I realized it's not so much of the voices, but I was very engaged to the voices. It was me who is kind of listening too much, the voice which do not deserve my listening, my attention. I realized that. Then that very moment, I just brought my attention to the silence. I felt like I don't know if all of those, like noise cancellation, these earphones. So they're really, really great when you're traveling in an airplane, and they just cut the environment noise right away. But it was far, far, far more better than that. Because sounds are always around us. The conflict is always around us. Challenges is always around us. People who manage a lot of stress, people who don't manage stress at all, what the difference is? It's not the environment is different. One, it's grasping it all the time. One is just letting it go. So it's what is most important in those situations in a workplace, when the stress, tension, conflicts are there. Watch your mind, that your mind is drawing too attention to the conflict. When you bring attention to the stillness and silence and spaciousness, it does not decreases your focus on something. It increases your connection to something. It increases the engagement of focus, concentrations, clarity, efficiency. It increases. The other day, somebody told me, as a therapist told me, that they said, I don't remember the names, but they're very early in in the 70s or something like that. That some research, they did some research in Harvard. A simple gazes of a child, how much it increases their creativity. A simple gaze, that means gazing on a specific object certain amount of minutes or something like that. Doing nothing, not thinking or not trying to do anything, just gazing. It increases the child's creativity so much. Of course, it's nice to hear that for children, doing research like for children, but it's not something that unknown for us. We talk about concentration practice. We talk about drawing attention to your body, to to symbols, to sky, to candles, to breath. So, but when you say gazing to something very specific will increase your creativity, it does not sound so they are related, because one, creativity you would think more is engaging, thinking and figuring out, but gazing is just very passive or looking at something, but something in brain, it does something very valuable, that you become much more creative and effective. So same way, take 3 precious pills. Possible to come closer to the door. If possible, go inside the door. People will love you. Or you will love people. So again, it's possible. It's possible. No, okay. So we are past the time. So we will close now, and we will do the dedication. And the next session is, so California time is, I know exactly, California time is 12:30. California time is 12:30, and 3:30 is New York time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8:30, it's European time, London time, I think, right? Yeah. Yes. So 8:30 London time, and 3:30 New York time, and 12:30. And at California time, we have 2 great speakers coming. I have, so I think idea will be to give all the students to have access to other teachers, and to hear from different voices and different thoughts. So one is from Kaiju school. They could say just a few minutes about what Kaiju is and what practices they're doing, and maybe I ask them to just speak a little bit more from more like the experiential aspect, and if it's possible, trying to draw a little bit more attention closer to what we are trying to talk here, as unnecessary losing the energy, and how through our practices we can recover more and we can connect more our qualities. And if I ask them to focus a little bit on that from their own experiences and their own wisdom traditions. So I'm very much looking forward for the next session, and I hope you all will be there in this next session. So at 12:30 California time. Chabne son la denje toba shon go son nyam do ye she je ba sho do son da ne go son do ba sho ran je do ne jen la pen ba sho. May I attain great confidence in 3 refuges. May my experience and realization of the wisdom of 3 door increase. In purifying three poisons, may I obtain three bodies. In liberating my own beings, may I benefit others.